Hi there, it's Paulina here at DeNami Design, and today I'm going to be showing you how to create a card from start to finish. Here's the card that we'll be creating today. As you can see, it's just a really pretty, elegant card. In the back is stamped in a metallic ink, and then this ribbon also has a metallic kind of sheen to it, and then we've added some rhinestones. So this is just a really pretty and sparkly card, and it's actually not that hard to make. So let's get started and show you how to create it. For our card base, we have here just one of our pieces of cardstock. We've just folded it in half. And then for the next piece of cardstock, we're going to be using our black, and we've cut it down to 4 by 5 1/4, which is just a little bit smaller than the card base. And we're going to be stamping in the Platinum Planet Brilliance ink. And this is the one that has just kind of a metallic sheen to it. It's really pretty, especially when it's on this black. We're going to be stamping this J134 decorative crest. We're just going to start off from the top, and we're going to start in the middle. So you're just going to want to line up your stamps as best as you can. And if you're really wanting to be precise, you can also use a stamp alignment tool. I personally don't have patience, so I just usually eye it. And once you play around with your stamps, you kind of know where the rubber is and where it's going to stamp. So we're just going to want to fill in as much as we can on this space. Okay, then our last row. Okay, so there is that panel. You can see it just has this really nice, pretty sheen to it. And so next we're going to round the corners of this piece of cardstock. It's just going to bring a little bit more to the card. Okay, so there is that rounded panel, and then we're going to just adhere it to our card base. So I'm going to be using my ATG dispenser. And then for this, you're just going to want to make sure it's centered. So we're going to look up for all the spaces and make sure it's in the middle. And then you're going to just want to make sure that you just go around the outside because you don't want to smear the ink. So there's that panel. And then next we're going to create the focal point. So we're going to get a piece of white cardstock, and then we're going to use our smoky gray VersaFine ink. So here's our white, and then we're going to be using this J132 decorative crest circle. I'm just going to stamp it. And then we're going to use our 2.5 inch Marvy scallop circle punch. I'm going to flip it over. You can see there's the focal point. And then for the sentiment, you can use any of the ones that we have that are single line. For this one, I'm going to be using the PF48 Thoughtful Greetings. And I just like this one. It's just really simple, and it kind of goes with the feel of this card here. So we're going to be stamping this one in the Onyx Black VersaFine ink. And this is just going to make the sentiment really stand out. So I'm just going to stamp it in the center. And then next we're going to frame this circle. We're going to use a piece of charcoal cardstock, and we're going to use the 3-inch scallop circle. So here's a piece of charcoal. And then I'm just going to punch this out. Okay, we're going to frame it again. So we'll use our ATG. Okay, you can see there. And then just to add a little bit more sparkle and dimension to the card, we're going to use our silver rhinestones, and these are ones that we carry on our website. I'm going to use the largest size and that's going to go at the top in the middle. And then I'm going to go off of some of the dots that are part of this image. So I'm going to be using the smallest one. I'm just going to put it on this dot here. And I'm going to get another small one. Go on this dot over here. We're going to get to the second size. We're going to just put that at the bottom here. And then 2 more small ones. Okay, so there's that focal point. And then the last thing we need to do is just add the ribbon. So we're going to be using the white with the silver edge ribbon that we carry. And this is 25 yards, and it has just a really nice sheen to it. It has a silver edge. It's just really pretty, and it goes really great with this card. So we're just going to wrap around, and we're going to leave the ribbon on the spool just to conserve ribbon. And then we're just going to create a bow. So I'm just going to flip the card. And what I really like about this ribbon, it's nice and thin, so it's not that hard to create a bow with this ribbon. And then you're going to just want to play around and see what size you want it. I'm going to create a medium-sized bow just because the circles that I've punched out are a little bit on the bigger side. I don't want it to be too small where the bow looks like an afterthought. So I'm just going to play around. And I like nice and floofy bows, so I just leave my fingers in there. Then we're going to cut off the excess. You can see that's all I wasted. Okay, so we're just going to play around with this ribbon. We're going to move it off to the side a little bit more, just so we can add the focal point, which is right here, to the center. And I'm going to be using some foam mounting tape, and that's what's going to bring a lot of dimension to the card. So I just use some that you get from the office supply store, some 3M mounting tape, and I just rip it right off. And we're going to just go around. And a little trick, if you want it to be a little bit higher, you're just going to want to rip off some more and then just do a double layer, and that's going to give it a lot of dimension. So I'm just going right over the ones that I already did. Okay, and then now we just need to center it. So let's see. There's the bow. And then I'm going to leave the bow like this, but if you wanted to, you can add some buttons, or if you had some curly ribbon, that can dress up the card a little bit more. This is just a great card for all sorts of occasions. Like I mentioned before, you can use it for a wedding, which is what I'm going to be doing. You can use it for graduations and all sorts of other occasions. And you could just switch out the sentiment. So if you wanted to do it for a different kind of occasion, say you wanted to do a thank you card, you can just switch it out for the thanks that we have. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Thanks so much for watching. We will see you next time.